Oh wait, and now you dropped. How are you?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'm pretty good. Album's out, so exciting.
Yay! Is it like is it exciting? I feel like it's kind of like I don't know, I've heard so many comparisons. Some people say it's like sending your kid to college.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a kid to send to college, so I can't relate with that experience, but it's exciting, but then again, we've been working on it for so long, so I've heard every song like thousands of times, you know?
Yeah.
So, like I'm already thinking about, what I'm going to do next, but it does definitely feel good to get it out and just like be past this chapter.
Yeah. I was just talking to an artist yesterday about that. The kind of she thinks it's great that you get so I feel so many artists get so creative around a release. Like
Yeah.
make 20 million new songs because it's like your mind literally rejects the idea to focus on the 10 you just made.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm already it's definitely gets me into like to the what's next kind of mode. I've been I do accounting. I have like a real accounting job, so I've been super busy. I haven't been able to make any music at all. But now I'm done with my busy season, so now I'm definitely ready to kind of start back up again.
Oh, like all the taxes are already in
Yeah, yeah. I was working like 70-hour weeks.
Oh my god. So then music must really be literally your relief.
Well, yeah, I mean, ever since I was young, I started writing at like 10 years old. It was just always a way to like cope with just emotional release. So yeah, it was always a way for me to do it. I think honestly, number one, my release is like video games, but music is just something that I'm good at doing, and then I enjoy doing it. Like I'm not one of the artists who is making like 1,000 songs a day. I kind of make a song when like I feel the need to make a song. You know?
Ooh. I kind of
Yeah,
admire that because I could make 500 songs in one day.
yeah,
And then it's just piling and piling and you're like, well, which one is the good one? But it seems like for you, whatever we hear, you made it on a Tuesday after 3 months.
yeah.
And this
It's
is
like
good.
pretty much if I make a song in a night and I don't finish it that night because let's say like I'm just not motivated enough to do it, or like the lyrics that I'm writing they don't like I have to be writing a lyric and I write it down and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. Okay, now I got to write the next one. And like I get that feeling and it's just motivating me. And then, oh, all of a sudden now the song's done. That's when I'll actually do a song. If that doesn't happen and I get like bored halfway through or whatever, I'll probably never go back to that song ever again. Unless I listen to it and I'm like, okay, wow, this is really good. But typically it has to be kind of a real inspirational moment, or it has to be it has to be something that really moves me to finish it.
Yeah, yeah. It kind of has to tell you that it's good before you lock away the computer.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you think of the album, then like what about these songs made it good to you? If there's just something like, is it an intuitive feeling? Is it like this feeling that I really showed who I am?
Yeah, well, I think the first song we did, Zeiss, it was that one was like the biggest example of when you're writing the song, you think it's so cool that oh you got to finish it, because I was actually in the studio with Chaz and Jason, who's No Such Thing, and I was young. Like that was the first song made out of the album. That's the earliest one. I think we did it like 5 or 6 years ago. And so I was this young kid, coming in with like hanging out with Chaz, which is crazy. And then actually No Such Thing, he produced like one of my favorite Chance the Rapper songs ever. So I
Mm.
knew who he was, and when he was playing his beats, like it was super intimidating. But Chaz had trouble writing that night, and like I think the song probably Chaz is going to go on first. But I came in, Chaz had trouble writing. He's like, "Oh, do you want to give it a try?" And I wrote down a whole verse. Like I said, I was really inspired by the beat and motivated. And uh, I got in the studio booth and I started rapping it. And everyone in the studio was freaking out, like getting super hype. And so that really, really pushed me to get it. So that song almost was lost. Like Jason had lost all of his hard drives and everything. And so he lost that song. After that studio night, I didn't hear that song again for like 4 years. And during that night, I was like texting my brother, like, dude, we're making the best song ever. Like, you got to hear this. This shit's so insane. And I never heard it again for 4 years. Like, it was totally gone. Jason didn't really know who I was, but then I would message him trying to get that song back. And I think since he didn't know me, like, he didn't, I mean, I don't really know what happened, but he just didn't get me the song ever. Somehow, eventually, we got the song, and we knew like it had to go on the album. The other songs, uh, the two songs, Lightspeed, which is the name of the album, and then Plane Ticket, those were actually made on voice memo. And another thing, I was just so inspired that I didn't have a beat to the song. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I wanted to just sing it on voice memo because I just love the melody and I love my lyrics. I sent that to another producer in Stupendo who I went to high school with and we're really close. And he just redid the beat and blah, 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 and made it happen. So most of the songs are on the album. One, because I like them, but two, because they gave me that feeling where I was able to finish them in that same session just because, I really enjoyed how
Yeah.
they sounded and the lyrics.
So it's just really about moments. God,
Yeah,
5 years
yeah,
hearing that song after like the high of the greatest night ever.
yeah. I didn't even really know what it was gonna sound like again when I heard it. I was thinking, I'm like, wow, like did I think this song was so good for 4 years and like I'm gonna hear it and it's terrible or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like because it had just been so long.
Do you ever
Uh,
get scared of that? Like that you've hyped up a song and then it rests for so long? Or like you're making this album during this 6 year span. Do you ever get scared that kind of what's happening to you right now that like by the time it gets out, this isn't you or it's not what you like?
but yeah, that happens to me with every song. Like I think mostly because when I do make it, I like it so much that I'll play it. Like I'll listen to my own music, and I think a lot of artists do this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a lot of artists do this. But I'll listen to my same song like 1,000 times, over and over and over again. So when I say I've heard these songs 1,000 times, I'm probably not kidding. Like it's probably close to that many times I've played it. And so it's not that it's not me, it's really me. It's just that I'm ready to go on to the next thing. I have new experiences in life now. Uh, I was young. I still am pretty young, like mentality wise. I'm definitely more mature, but I still keep it young. But I just have other cool things that I could rap about. Like I could rap about like corporate shit now because I'm working like a 9 to 5, and I know that's not cool, but I could like make it cool. And so it's just I'm ready to get onto the next thing. But by no means do I not enjoy what's on this project.
Yeah. It's just not who you are right now. So then who were like when you hear these songs, how would you describe yourself then? Like who were you?
Well, so this was, the whole project is like 6 years long, right? So it's like many stages of my life. Um, eventually, if I do become successful and have fans, like I want to have fans because of just being relatable. I don't want to be like the coolest guy that you want to strive to be. I just want to be like have sharing like shared experiences. But it's just like some of the songs are super cocky and flamboyant, and there's not really much lyrical substance. It's just like pure ego. And those are moments where like that's what I felt like. I was just super egotistical, or I'm confident in that moment. But then a lot of the times the songs are they're more sad, they're more dark, they're more like reflective upon childhood or upon like my own issues. And it's just like other phases in my life where you have high highs and low lows, and so I'll just write about everything that I'm feeling in the moment. I don't really want to write about like what's trendy to listen to or what people want to hear. Like hence why I'll only make a song if I'm motivated to make a song. There has to be like something impactful that I want to write about, or I'm just feeling on top of the world and I want to write about that. And so it's like there's like a variety of different stages in my life. I think if I worked on another project, there might be songs that are totally similar to this project because I may like revisit similar feelings or whatever. But there's a lot I had to go through writing this. Like one of my favorite songs, Pastel. It's one of my favorite songs because it was a breakthrough in the sense that I got in a relationship and I was in my mind, usually I try to not be influenced by anyone by what I write, but in my mind, I was thinking, oh, like I can't talk shit about girls anymore. I can't like complain about women. Like if my girlfriend's gonna hear this and she's gonna think that I'm talking about her when in reality I'm maybe just talking about experiences. And so I was like, oh fuck, like I can't write about this anymore. And so I stopped writing about it. And then Pastel was like the first song that I wrote where I was like, you know what, like I just gotta write whatever the fuck I want. Like I really can't think about this stuff, and I did it, and so that made me really happy that I was able to break through almost and make that happen. Um, so yeah,
But is it always like, do you always write about your own experiences? Is there never just like a little bit of invention? Maybe you played a video game and you're writing about a character or something. Like,
yeah.
is it never just distant?
I think it's always like my experience is always mixed in. But like so the song Benzo, for example, I wrote that just I moved to New York where my girlfriend lives, and every single one of her friends, and this is totally fine. I'm not against it. I like depression medicine is totally fine, but every single one of her friends was on it, and we're all like 21, 22 years old, blah blah blah. And I totally support people trying to deal with their mental health, but I was just observing that I'm like, wow, a lot of our young generation is so depressed to the fact that they need like medical intervention. And so it's not my own personal experience. Like I've never taken benzos or dealt with benzos or anything, but just like observing other people um, in that way. So I guess, yeah, most of the time it is personal in terms of like it's an experience that I've been through, or it's like a personal observation.
Okay. Well, that feels like just nature. I think
Yeah,
every artist is just like observing and feeling. And it is kind of like, I think a song is a story. So that's why I was curious if you would ever do like a video game song, like one of your video games, like one of the characters just transferring it into a song, and which one?
yeah. Uh, Oh, my favorite video game is FIFA, so there's not that many cool characters. Soccer game. Um, but I mean, I really like anime and manga. That's in terms of like character inspiration. Anime and manga definitely is where I like the most characters, and I think that's where I get the feeling of like being cool. Like the ones I read, they're so cool. The art is so beautiful. It's such like a distinct style, and that's where I like try to get like swag from. Like that feeling of swag of confidence.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Is there
So
one in particular that you love that you're like, this is music. This is just written, but it's music.
like a character.
Or even a whole storyline, a character or a storyline from the anime world for the manga world.
Well, I mean, I read a lot. I feel like this manga Bleach that has a lot of like swag and confidence. All the characters are very confident, and that can kind of inspire my confidence. But I still think at the end of the day, I kind of like to separate music from like any inspirations that's not my own. I'm sure that a lot of the stuff I read has a big part of my personality, and so that would translate onto the music. But I can't really think about a certain character. Right now, I'm reading this thing called Sakamoto Days, which is cool. Uh, it's a super cool assassin who was like the best assassin in the world, but now he has a family and kids, and so he let himself go a little bit. But he's still like dealing with assassins every day, like trying to, he has a bounty on his head, blah blah blah. And that one's really cool right now. So maybe that'll inspire the next thing. But definitely, I love anime soundtracks. I love movie soundtracks. I think that like the drama that are in those soundtracks to movies and shows, it's so good. Like and typically there's no lyrics, right? And like whatever, most popular guy like Hans Zimmer who does like all the Interstellar or whatever, Inception, blah blah blah. I love how they're able to create a world from the music without even any words, just from the instruments they choose to play or the whatever they choose to do at this certain time, you could hear like the world building in the sound. And I wish that I could make stuff like that. Like that would be so cool. I wish I could do music like that. I can't. It takes so many years of effort. I'm not going to put that in now in my life and become some whatever composer like that. But that when I hear that music, it's so beautiful, and I do try to incorporate that drama into my work. So a lot of my stuff, although it's my experiences, there'll be like dramatizations of my experiences. It'll be much more intense or much more dire, or like the situation is, it's like you have to do this, or you're gonna die. It's like
Yeah.
super dramatic, and so I definitely incorporate that into my music.
But I think you need to have that drama because, like, when you look at life, our reactions are more dramatic than what it is.
Yeah,
Even a breakup, you're gonna wake up tomorrow and you're gonna continue
yeah.
living. So I
Well,
think that's the attraction, though, the drama.
that's what a lot of writing is, right? Like I'm taking simple experiences in my life, or even if I'm like how I said, like I might start writing about corporate shit. Like most people are working a 9 to 5. Like that's like a simple everyday experience, and I'm trying to turn it into some like grandiose song that makes you feel like this normal shit that I'm doing. It's super grand and exciting, and realistically, what I'm writing about is like typical day to day stuff. I may write about something like with my family or alcoholism, and where that's like really crazy and that's unique to me, like that's intense, but everyone else also has like their intense things going on in their lives too. So at the end of the day, I'm just writing music about simple stuff that like everyone experiences, and I just have the ability to articulate it in the way that I do. And so that's why I make music, and I just love making music. But other than that, it's pretty simple normal stuff, you know.
Yeah, yeah. It's things that everybody goes through, but the drama just makes it more go throughable
Yeah,
in a way, like
yeah,
because it captures the feeling, even though the reality is, if I don't know, I feel like the reality is lesser. Feelings are bigger than reality.
yeah, definitely. I mean, but that's the thing. It's just this perspective on your life. How are you gonna be happy, or at least accepting of what's going on in your life? We don't have superpowers. We don't have crazy storylines in our life that are guiding us to become like the number one hero or the number one whatever. We just are who we are. But at the end of the day, I still think those things that we go through are very exciting and real and cool and dramatic. And you know why not feel like the things you're doing are super important, or like why not feel like I'm in an anime or I'm in a movie? Like it is my own movie. Like I want to, like I feel it's cool to feel like I'm like something's like what you're doing is important, even if it's some mundane, regular day to day shit. It's just you know, I like to have fun with my life. At least you know, and stuff like this is really fun. I'm glad that I'm able to make music with Tori Moi and do all this really cool shit that when I'm older, when I'm a grandparent, at least whatever happens, I could show my grandkids, like, oh, look at this music video your 7-year-old grandpa did when he was 20. Like, look at this. It's so I'm already happy with what I've done with
Yeah,
music and life.
you're already having a good journey in essence.
Yeah, I think this is something that, you know, although millions of people are making music, and although I'm not very far at all, it's still something that I don't think that many people get to experience. Like, I had BTS, like, they posted my song. Like, that was fucking crazy. And so I think that, yeah, it's been
Yeah.
fun.
No, that sounds awesome. Like just thinking about your whole journey and like I'm processing it. Like, yeah, it feels like a good solid journey and you feel like you're just writing it. Do
Yeah,
accountant by day, assassin by day, family man by
yeah,
day, accountant by day, rapping in the night. Like there is
exactly.
Sakamoto days like clashing right now.
Yeah, exactly. True. Like, I have like my normal job, family, my girlfriend, but I'm still doing like assassin shit, which is the music. Uh, yeah, and I really enjoy it. Like, that's kind of always how I do things. Like, I don't really push. Maybe I should probably start pushing to. Now that I have this opportunity, I probably should start pushing a lot more. But I kind of always just like let things happen. A lot of these things have kind of just luckily happened to me. Not luckily, because I've been making music since I was like 10 years old, but I'm definitely like blessed. Like these things, it's just how like I've just like let life work so far.
Yeah. I feel like you gotta let life work and push. Like you have to like let things happen and when they happen, you push. You don't
Yeah,
push before, you push after.
Yeah, I know. So I gotta go push now. I gotta start like I'm gonna start like a video game streaming and stuff like that, and just pushing out content.
The level of pressure that just entered your body when you said that, you're like, "Yeah, I gotta push now."
Yeah, because that's like the most boring part about this whole music stuff is like the promotional content. That
Yeah,
stuff's super boring and annoying. But
yeah.
I really love streaming. Well, we actually like practice streaming. Like I didn't actually do it. I just set up like my phone like this and whatever, recorded my gameplay. So we were making some TikTok clips, and I actually had like the best time ever, like playing video games by myself, pretending I was talking to people. So I think when I start streaming, I'll really enjoy that. I think that's like promotional content I'll actually really like.
Yeah, and you could play your music in the backdrop.
Exactly, and then so people will be like, "Oh, what's this?" And while I'm playing games, and I play
Super
like probably 1 hour to 2 hour of games a day, anyways. So like, why not stream? All I do is click a button, and now I'm making content off it.
Yeah, that's just good strategy.
Yeah,
All right. Well, we've been 15 minutes. It was supposed to be a 15-minute interview, but now I think we ended it well because now you're going to become like the biggest star of Twitch.
that's what I'm trying to.
You're like literally going to become the biggest Twitch star and like
I
you
mean, I'm always talking to my friends while I play. They're always so bothered by how much I talk. So I think that works perfectly for streaming because I'll talk all the whole entire time.
and like people love it. Like it's always trending like some like like some gamer's reaction to a game. They
Yeah,
like, "Oh, he," like people laughing and like they've become like massive
yeah,
influence.
reactions are big, and I could also like watch the anime episode I like, and like eventually my goal is like create a little community where I play my games that people like. I watch the animes. We're like almost watching it together, and yeah, I'm a sucker for those reaction videos. So like I'm a big sucker for reaction videos. So I'd love to make my own too.
All right. Well, I want to see it now.
Yeah. Well, soon, hopefully, like next week or so.
Yeah, that I mean you just literally have to take a day and start.
Yeah.
There's no strategy. It's
Yeah,
just
we just gotta buy some shit. You gotta buy a couple extra things to get the streaming setup working. Probably gotta need a bigger table. But yeah, it's exciting.
yay. Well, this was a great interview. I learned a lot. Definitely now I'm wondering if I should stream, be a Twitcher.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, people see me die in Mario Kart like
You
20
could do
minutes ago.
streaming interviews.
I could do streaming interviews and like stream reaction, like you said, reaction videos, stream me
Yeah.
watching TV.
Yeah, people love that stuff. So it doesn't even have to be good or anything. People just like watching stuff.
And it's so meta, like they're watching me watch.
Yeah, I know.
It's super meta.
I do it all the time. After every anime episode I watch, I always watch other people watch it.
And you're like, and you're just into it because it's like, wow, they're reacting the same way, or why aren't they
Exactly.
reacting the
That's it.
same?
Yeah, like on the sad scenes, like that I cry too. I want to see them cry too. You know?
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like the exciting thing about like Game of Thrones or like Succession. You're
Yeah.
just like everybody's having the same emotional reaction as
Yeah. It's
you.
like a group experience.
Yeah, and we need that. We need those.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Well, thank you so much and have a great day. This was
Of
fantastic.
course. Thank you too. My first interview ever.
Yay, went well. I'm easy. I'm easy.
Yeah. Thank
Thank you. I'll see you.
you.